Hello, hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity, your recovery-focused podcast with your host, Keegan. Now, if you're looking for a job in today's world, good luck is what everyone likes to tell you. But I'm here to tell you, good luck, and you got this. Because, Tim, that second part is a little bit of hope, and we need it, especially if you're trying to find something that you feel maybe underqualified for, or maybe something that might be out of your league, or just trying to do something new, or whatever it is to help pay the bills. Today's world is full of, well, not insecurity. I mean, it is insecurity, but it's also full of scary stuff. And by that, I mean, we've got potential World War III going on, and it's just who knows what. And I don't know where a lot of you are going to lie on that aspect of things. But if you believe that Donald was anointed by Jesus to start the signal fire in Israel to bring about Armageddon, and you're cheering that on, they're it's not for you. You just like what? Anyways, I digress. So we're going to focus on the job market today because holy hell, no pun intended, it is difficult as shit to find something out there. If you're bothered by my cussing, I do apologize to an extent, but frustration tends to bring that part out of me, and I mean, my hair's falling out. It's not out right now, it's just in a ponytail, but in the same light, it is starting to thin because I'm wanting to pull my hair out, and I may be doing that in my sleep, who knows? So the thing is, if you go online and you look up how to check my resume, well, there are ATS checkers, and there are also different services that you can do, like find a resume specialist or CV specialist, and so on and so forth. But if you're like me and you don't got that in your budget, well, you just kind of got to raw dog it, and hopefully you find something that actually kind of fits the bill. But then, whenever you find something that is within your scope, you have to also hope that it's not just a ghost job that a company is posting just to make sure that they're meeting compliance standards. And it's a huge risk whenever you're sitting there and trying to find something new, which is why a lot of people decide to just stick in their field or maybe in a job that they don't like necessarily because it's a safety zone. It is paying the bills. And let's face it, if you don't pay the bills, you don't got a roof over your head, you don't have a computer to use, you don't have a phone to stay connected to friends and family, or even to find another job. And as we all know, most homeless people are not taken care of because society has deemed them worthless or subpar, and we all know that's not necessarily the truth. Now, some of them do have choices to be there, and some of them don't, but the matter of the fact is, we can do something as a society to help each other out a lot more than just say, tough shit. And it sucks, to be honest. But what I can say is that we do need to just honestly believe in ourselves a little bit because it's scary. And again, a lot of us will stick in a job because we want to pay the bills. But here's the thing, whenever you have people that are mass applying to jobs, anywhere from 50 to more a day, that's a lot of applications. And you've got to understand that the person dealing with the hiring aspect is having to deal with a lot of those people too. And so whenever you go on LinkedIn and you're like, all right, that looks like an awesome job for me. And it's like over 100 applicants. You're like, whoa. So some of the things is one of the things that I've read about lately is that some people will sit there and stop reading applications after 20 or 25. Some of them don't even get past a certain like double digit, as in like they'll get to 12 and call it good and interview those maybe five. And it's like, oof, like you have to be on the dot. You have to be on the ball and have your alarms set to tell you whenever, hey, this job opened up. Hopefully, it's not a ghost job. You should go apply. So for me, I found a website called Twine. And this is not a sponsored video or anything because fuck that. So the thing is, with Twine, it's like Indeed or whatever, but it's a little bit different. And they're sending me applications out to Wazoo. They're like, hey, this job just opened up. This job just opened up. This job just opened up. But the catch is, I can only really do one application every so often because I don't have a pro account with them. So it's like, what the So it does kind of suck. But some of the jobs as well do have me apply on the other, like the employer's website, which is cool. And there's another place. I don't know if I really want to give this one out there because it's actually really, really cool. Because well, who am I kidding? Hiring Cafe. So look that up. It is a online job board of sorts, and the difference is that it does use AI. So if you're totally against AI, maybe not for you. But what it does is that it actually scrapes the internet and looks for the job postings that are on companies' websites that aren't posted on Indeed or LinkedIn and the like. So you can actually get a kind of a heads up or maybe a fresh start with different applications that you may not find anywhere else. So that's one of the other things I'm trying to do too. And I mean, I'm pulling out all the stops that I can. I don't know how many times I've revised my resume. And whenever we're talking about resumes as well, we're also sitting there going like, should I have a creative one from Canva that has a template and makes me stand out? Or should I have one that is plain Jane and just a piece of paper that says blank? Well, not blank. You don't want to leave a resume blank, but you know what I mean. Have something that is just really formal slash informal, I guess. I guess the Canva one would be more informal. And again, if you go and you try to search like which resume is the best to do, you're going to get a lot of conflicting information and you just kind of got to go with your gut. But that's the thing. You don't want to have it be written by AI all the way through because then someone that will read it is going to be like, man, this person sounds like a freaking robot. And then if you don't have help with AI, you're not going to get past certain keyword checkers in the ATS checker that a lot of hiring managers use. And then if you use a Canva template, a lot of the times it'll sit there and it'll read the whole thing as one page. And so you know how you got that one column here, so on and so forth. Well, it's going to look at that and your resume turns into word salad. And so all of a sudden your skills mix up with your summary and so on and so forth. And it just makes it to where it's ineligible and people don't want to sit there and look at it because they've got 500 applications to go through before lunch. So it's like, damn. So maybe you have to draft up 4 different resume types. Like I have 2 different ones. I have one that is for like creative pursuits that I'm going to send more or less in an email towards someone so that a human looks at it. But then I also have one that is tailored for robots to read because after it gets past the robot, then it can go on to a person, and the person should be able to scan it pretty quick, see which qualifications I have or don't have, and so on and so forth. And hopefully, I'm fit the bill. And I mean, let's just face it. If you don't have a college degree, a lot of these people are not going to sit there and think that you're worth assault. And assault, you know what I mean. But here's the thing. A lot of applications that I've seen have also, or job postings that I've seen, have also said that they want someone with a master's making $18 an hour. I was like, what the fuck? That should be a crime. Like, what in the world? Who's going to work for that? And the sad part is, a lot of people are actually because they have to pay the bills. So then, not only are you sitting there and fighting robots for your resume to get seen by an actual person, you're not sitting there fighting 500 other applicants at the same time for the same job that closes in 2 hours and it was posted 1 hour ago, and you're in the middle of your bathroom break at lunch. Well, you're at your bathroom break while on the clock, and so you don't have time to run back to your cubicle and fill out the form, revise your CV and everything, or maybe you don't even have that available because it's at your computer at home because you're not allowed to do personal stuff while on the clock. And so you're just kind of left sitting there hoping that eventually something will come along. But that's the thing, we can't just hope. We have to do action. And that's the thing, like how do you do all this and not screw yourself? And I don't have an answer for you on that, except for just trying your damnedest and just trying your best. Maybe have stuff on your phone ready to go. Have those files ready to go. Have alerts set so that whenever you get a text or an email saying, hey, go apply for this job, you can apply for it as quick as you can with the resume that is more tailored for that one. Now, cover letters are awesome, but at the same time, they're one of the things that they can get timely whenever you're sitting there going, Dear LinkedIn hiring team, I would like to express my sincere interest in being your blankety blank blank because blank 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 my experience blankety blank blank. it gets timely. And let's face it, a lot of us don't really have a lot of time. And time is the one resource that humans actually have. Now we have money, and that's why they say time is money. Energy is just money is just the energy of time, like physical. Makes sense. Time is money, money is time. So our time is extremely valuable, and that's why a lot of people are trying to go to AI shit because it's making saving time on their behalf so that they can go and do other things. And it's also not really working that way because it's taking away people's jobs and making everything more expensive. So people can't actually afford to buy the things that AI tech bros are hoping that people will buy later with the money that they don't have because they can't work. And it's honestly really frustrating. And so if you've got a job, I wouldn't say keep it if you're hating it because your mental health and your soul that will eventually take a huge toll. And there's not a whole lot that you can do besides maybe explode at work and then maybe get unemployment and or maybe just find somewhere to do something. I don't know. That's the thing. Like our society has not made it very feasible to maintain our mental and or spiritual health and also have an enjoyable, fulfilling life. Now, a lot of us can sit there and say, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, Keegan. I have a pretty good life and I enjoy doing what I do and I make good money. Well, cool. Good for you. Good for you. A lot of us don't have those kind of privileges to be able to say, oh, I got a great education and I don't have a lot of student debt and I'm able to pay all my bills and actually save something for something in the future. Have you heard about Gen Z? Apparently, a lot of them are refusing to work because they're figuring out, hey, if I go to work all the time and I only make enough money to pay the bills and maybe have a little bit of stuff left over, I'll have to work like 15 years straight to be able to afford one vacation for 3 days. Huh. Yeah, I'm not gonna, nah, that doesn't sound right. It's like, yeah, yeah, many of us are in that boat. The wife and I are sitting here and we're sitting just like how like it ever since I've been in the job market it's been that way, or not job market, but ever since I've been able to work it's pretty much been like if you early on if someone had a college education and whatnot they could have a good paying job. In fact, growing up my parents really just needed one salary for a little while, and then they needed two, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's just growing that way everywhere. Like $200 of groceries used to be a lot of food and just uh, toiletries and whatnot for a family of five. Nowadays, $200 is like bare minimum of stuff that you're going to go through in 1 week, and it's like, whew. So, and hell, $200 could be you have to go get a certain couple of specialty things because something broke, and you're like, oh, now I need to go get that, or now I need this for this, and it's honestly unsustainable in my honest opinion. But I'm also not a professor or an expert in the economy, and even if I were, I still wouldn't be making enough to be able to sit here and be spouting off the things that I feel like saying because I would be someone's what you call it beck and call, not beck and call, but essentially if I said the wrong thing people would be like, and we're firing you, bye. And it happens. And I mean, being in certain states, it's a right to work state. So you better be proud and happy that you got the job that you do because we could fire you just because you have a bad attitude. We don't have to back it up for shit. And unfortunately, that is how a lot of things go in certain states and certain jobs and everything like that. I digress. One of the things that we are trying to do, though, is try to get Jordy into a different area of work because, let's face it, you can only do some things for so long. Just a second. Sorry. Anyways, so you can only do so many things for so long before your soul decides to start leaving your body. And let me tell you, like, she's been doing a lot of hard work lately, and so I'm trying to do two different kind of jobs, find a way to help her get into where she wants to go, and also take care of my portfolio, my job applications, and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I enjoy being able to help out my partner do things that she can't do whenever she's at work. Because, again, how else are you supposed to do this kind of stuff if you're working your ass off, you get home and you can't do stuff because either you're too tired or you just don't, you miss application deadlines or you just don't, how do you do this? And some people, I swear, there's like five of them running around in this timeline, and they can get so much done in one day and just be super productive. And I'm like, how the fuck? Because I'm sitting here just trying to do a few things, and it's just like, it took me how long to do that? And it's not necessarily that it's taking me long to do certain things, it's just that I'm sitting here doing things and those people have their routines or whatever and it's all broken up. I need to be a little bit more timely with my management. I could be more strict on that, but at the same time, me and routine and structure have a weird feel of things. I have to set my own, and also at the same time, I can't like not do it, but I have to do it. Like I love structure, I hate structure, and I I prefer the structure that I set, and then I'll find out ways and reasons to not do the structure that I set because it one reason or another, and so that's another part of recovery. I have to do the next right thing, and sometimes that it is figuring out a structure, something that is more scheduled to my spiritual and mental well-being needs. And a lot of the times, how do you even do that whenever you have a job that's sucking the soul out of you? Pff, good luck. And again, that's what it seems to be like the motto of 2026 is good luck. And because damn, it's hard. It is hard out there for myself. It's hard out there for anyone that I've talked to. It's hard out there for people that are in between jobs for one reason or another. It is hard out there for the people that do have jobs that maybe they still like, but everything else is just eating up all their resources and money to the point where it's like, why do they even work if all they're doing is going to work, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, going to sleep, waking up, and you got a paycheck and it's broke because you spent it all in the first 15 minutes paying the things that you already got to pay for. Great. So, I mean, what can I say besides I wish something would come along and, well, not something, aliens. Aliens would be great. Aliens would be awesome to sit here and tell us humans that y'all are really screwing everything up. Y'all need to get your shit together. Because I know I'd be like, can y'all just like help us, like show us, like lead the way for like a generation and we should be able to get it from there, maybe. And even then, we probably wouldn't because then we'd have people that are like, oh, you have to have like anti-alien stuff because humans are the best, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, humans, we're perfectly imperfect. And at the same time, we're perfect the way we are. And it's one of those paradoxes I'll probably never understand in my life, but that's the thing. I'm not meant to understand everything. If I were, I wouldn't be doing this podcast helping y'all figure out some of the things about addiction, recovery from traumas and the like, and just figuring out what is going on in here sometimes because let's just face it. Again, the world is a scary place. It is hard, and I mean, a lot of the time we are alone, and it's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel however you're going to feel in certain situations. Maybe not all the time. Maybe you get triggered by something and you don't want to be triggered in that way and have that reaction. So you learn how to respond and reflect and just do something different next time. But at the same time, it's totally okay to have generalized anxiety because your body and nervous system recognize that some fundamental piece of humanity within you or outside of you is missing, such as community or having an actual hold of your identity. Because a lot of us are just kind of floating on by in the world going, I've been living everyone else's dreams or trying to figure out how to stay small enough to not rock the boat so that I can pay the bills, so that I can actually exist and survive. And, do y'all want to have an existential scream with me? I wish I could, because I'm not going to, because my upstairs and downstairs neighbors would probably be like, what is he doing? So we're just going to sit here and we're going to do a really silent existential scream, okay? 1, 2, 3. Ah! 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 Probably not the quietest, but I digress again. So, if you're having struggles with your job search, if you're having struggles with the job that you're at, if you're having struggles in general, then I just want you to know that you're not alone. I did say that we are kind of alone, but you're not really alone. Another paradox in the world. We're alone and we're not, and we don't have to feel alone. We just have to be able to reach out and say, hey, like, I'm having a hard ass time over here. I need a little bit of help. And we may not want to be a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer. And real quick, why the hell are those two names like only female names? Like, can we not have a negative Ned? Yeah, negative Ned. That's what we're going with now. Don't want to be a negative Ned. So, I mean, we just have to be able to be willing to be vulnerable. Vulnerable doesn't mean that everything hurts us. It means that we're willing to be able to heal. And healing can hurt. It takes a lot of hard work and it doesn't always feel good, but it's definitely worth it. And I just want you to know that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to do with your life. Whatever your dream is, I believe in you. Because if I didn't believe in you, then I couldn't believe in myself. And no one's really believed in me, or if they have, they've never really showed me. And it's been one hell of a ride. So that's kind of the thing, is that we are going to figure this out one way or another, and we just can't give up. I know it's really easy to have that thought cross our mind sometimes, but I'm telling you right now that I'm not going to tell you how to live your life either. So I just want you to hang in there. I just want you to believe in yourself. I just want you to have a little sliver of hope, because eventually it does get better. We have to trust the fall sometimes, even if the fall feels like it's taken forever and it's sweet time. But we have to believe and trust the universe, your higher power, higher powers. Trust whatever it is that you trust, that or have faith in, that eventually it'll all make sense. It doesn't have to right now, and maybe in the future some things still don't make sense, and it's going to make sense too. That's part of the paradox of being alive. Things make sense, they don't make sense. They make sense for different reasons, they don't make sense for other reasons. It's a complex world. It's going to take every bit of us to make it through. So just hang in there and just submit that application, even if you feel like you don't meet all the qualifications for. Many people get jobs that they aren't really qualified for, but at the same time, in today's job market, just apply, because you never know when you might get lucky, and you might be the first person that they see and they go, ah, yeah, that person sounds really cool. And maybe your higher power will sit there and do some, ooh, you're going to hire this person, woo, and they're like, I don't know why, but I think I'm going to hire that guy. Do, 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 do. There's some pretty cool stories out there, but I mean, miracles happen every day, and some of the stuff that happens, if you were to read it in a book, you'd be like, yeah, how did the hell did they come up with that? Like, that doesn't work. Uh, Life is stranger than fiction, my friend. So, with that being said, we're going to end this here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening, and or whenever it is that you're listening and or watching to this in the future. And I just hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Sorry about that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. We're actually supposed to be live tomorrow with Amy, the newest. I've probably fucked up that name. Sorry, Amy. But we'll be speaking to her about her help with Alan and Kevin and the next level university and their next level podcast, and see how it's been going over there. And we'll just have a fun old time until then. So try to love yourself, love others if you can, but got to try to love yourself first. Try to be the favorite version of yourself that is in the moment, and we'll see y'all next time. But until then, much love. Stan. Whoops.